All right, so we're going to talk about rate times time equals distance. Let's take a look at this first word problem. Hal left school at 2:30 p.m. and traveled to his friend's house going 40 kilometers per hour. Matt left at 3:30 p.m. in the opposite direction, going 50 kilometers per hour. How many hours till they are 400 kilometers apart? So we're going to start by creating a table. Rate times time equals distance. That will be the titles of my columns. We're talking about the two people traveling, Hal and Matt. We know that Hal is traveling at 40 kilometers per hour and Matt is traveling at 50 kilometers per hour in the opposite direction. Hal leaves the school first, so we're going to say that he's been traveling for X hours, and Matt left 1 hour later, so his time is X minus 1. The distance is found by multiplying rate times time to get our two expressions, 40x and 50 times the quantity x minus 1. We want to know how many hours till they are 400 kilometers apart. So we're going to create our equation that shows that after two of them have left, they both traveled so much distance, and the total distance is going to be 400. So my equation is going to represent them being totaled to 400. I'm going to write my equation down here. So 40x plus 50 times the quantity x minus 1 equals 400. Now to solve my equation, I'm going to start by distributing the 50 through. If you want, solve this equation on your own by pausing the video and then resume it when you're ready to check your work. So once I distribute my 50 through the parentheses, I have 50x minus 50 equals 400. I'm going to combine like terms and add the 50 over to the other side. When I do that, I would have 90x equals 450. Now I can divide both sides by 90. On the left side, the 90s cancel out to 1. On the right side, 450 and 90 are both divisible by 10, so the zeros cancel. And then 45 divided by 9 is 5. X represents how long Hal has been traveling for. So my final statement is Hal travels for 5 hours. And Matt is 1 hour less than him. And his is 4. Go ahead and try number 2 on your own, and then when you're ready to check, you can hit the play button and see if your answer matches mine. Okay, so for number 2, a plane leaves the airport traveling 800 kilometers per hour and on the return trip at 900 kilometers per hour. The return trip took 30 minutes less. How many kilometers did the plane travel one way? So rate times time equals distance. We have the plane leaving and then the plane returning. The rate leaving is 800. The return is 900. If the leave time took X hours, the return trip took 30 minutes less than that, so that's X minus 1/2. The reason why I'm doing 1/2 is because the rate is in terms of hours, and I need 30 minutes to be converted into hours by taking 30 minutes divided by 60 minutes per hour, which is 1/2. Now for the distance, I can multiply these two together to get 800x and 900 times the quantity x minus 1/2. Because we're talking about a round trip, that means the distance there should be equal to the distance back. So my equation is going to be setting those two distances equal to each other. 800x equals 900 times the quantity x minus 1/2. The first step from here then is to distribute the 900 through the parentheses. So we have 800x equals 900x minus 450. Then from here, I'm going to subtract the 900 to both sides of the equation. When I subtract that to both sides, I get negative 100x equals negative 450. To isolate the x, we'll divide both sides by negative 100. The 100s on the left cancel, leaving me with positive x. Negative 450 divided by negative 100. The zeros cancel because they're both divisible by 10. The negatives cancel, becoming a positive, and 45 divided by 10 is 4.5. So x is 4.5, which is time. But let's go back to the question. It's asking how many kilometers did the plane travel one way. So I'm going to go back to my table and replace x with 4.5. Then I can multiply that by 800 because that's where my distance, how my distance will be calculated. When we do that, we get 3,600. So my final answer is 3,600 kilometers one way.